Hi there. I haven't made a video yet today because I've been listening to podcasts since I woke up. And reading. I want to talk a little bit about some ideas. There's this project that I've been talking with people and working on in every spare moment I have that's not on some other project, which is few and far between. It's called Bridge, and the idea is to create a system that intelligently connects people to the various kinds of data about them on the web. And the main goal of it is to make real all of the cool things that we know computers can do, but that they don't do yet. So think about Star Trek and Kit, the car in Knight Rider, and, all the things you wish Siri could do when you ask Siri to do things. It does all those things, okay? So that's a simple way to put it. And then the technical way to put it is that since the inception of the internet, people who have been major players in developing the internet or thinkers sort of guiding and thought leading the transition that the world has gone through to doing more things online. People like Kevin Kelly, who is the chief editor of Wired magazine. People like Reid Hoffman, who invented LinkedIn, founded LinkedIn, I suppose is a better term, and was involved in PayPal. People like Mark Andreessen, who wrote the Netscape browser and then now runs a VC firm. Talk all the time about Web 1.0, Web 2.0, Web 3.0, Web 4. The idea is that, and you've probably heard the term Web 1.0 or Web 2.0 thrown around, the idea is that the original internet did mostly information sharing in a very technical and useless way. So static web pages, some shopping carts, very icky, not functional, something you can't really participate in. Then what is this single hair doing? What is it? There we go. Web 2.0 is the social web, so Facebook, MySpace, Tumblr, Twitter, Reddit, Pinterest, all the different social networks you can think of. YouTube is a great example. Vine, whatever it is. Enabled people to make stuff for the internet, and that changed everything and is still changing everything, and I don't think people have caught it yet, just how important the fact that everyone can contribute to the content of the internet in whatever ways popular social networks let you. Obviously you can make your own website, but most people just are not gonna do that. They don't have a need to. So social networks provide outlets of expression for the internet, for people who want to share certain kinds of content with large groups of people, which has never been possible before in human history. So that's super, super, super ridiculously exciting, and there should be courses about that. There should be lectures about it. There should be speeches by presidents all over the world about it, because it is the core thing that will change how human societies work. Political systems will be overthrown. The way we get information has already changed. The way we work is changing. Things will be completely different as a result of the shifts that Web 2.0 has introduced to global culture. Okay? And that's all just beginning. Since 2007, it's been less than 10 years. Okay, then Web 3.0 is what Bridge, this other project that I'm working on, focuses on. Bridge is an effort to take advantage of what's called the semantic web. Not really so much to take advantage of it as it is to help create it. The semantic web so if the social web was connecting people to each other, the semantic web is connecting people to information, right? And you could argue that Web 1.0 did that in some sense, but Web 1.0 made it possible for people to look up information. Web 3.0 will connect people to information directly, when they need it. what kind of information they need, and also people to each other when they need. So it's like a social network for social networks, or it's like an intelligent search engine, or it's like, I mean, there are a million different things you could compare solutions to, but the fact is none of them have been built yet because we're just getting to the amounts of processing power and effective enough algorithms to make the semantic web work. Right now, the reason the semantic web doesn't work is because it would be extraordinarily difficult to build it, because it requires making all of human things readable by machines. And right now, that would require what's called semantic tagging, which is essentially describing in machine language everything that humans have made for each other, right? So if you can imagine coding a version of an article so that a computer can like tag and recognize it. Google does this on a very, very basic level. They grab like common words and themes, but they don't really understand the content of articles that they recommend to you when you do a Google search. So Web 3.0 will be brought about, unlike Web 2.0, which was brought about by new companies like Facebook insisting that Web 2.0 exist, and Web 1.0 companies not really participating in that at all. Web 3.0 will be brought about by Web 2.0 companies. So Web 3.0 is going to be the product of Facebook, Apple, Google, LinkedIn, Netflix, and YouTube, Google, I guess, insisting on Web 3.0 and making their products more intelligent and more well-connected, and hopefully finding ways to collaborate with each other. That will bring about Web 3.0, where the web will be just more intelligent. Different services will know what other services offer, and we won't need Google nearly as much. Web 4.0 and Web 5.0 are not worth going into because they're too far in the future to know what exactly they will be, but essentially they'll involve very convincing virtual or augmented reality, having the entire global information network as your personal assistant, and that won't seem weird or unusual. It will just be like anything that you need from the world around you will be available to you very simply without doing a lot of technical things. So if you can imagine something, you can also make it real using very simple native feeling terminology or techniques. Language, description, drawing will be how you create and share with people. It'll be more of a back to basics sort of, and I could rant about this forever, but I don't need to. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about why Bridge is so exciting for me, because Bridge is going to be the way Apple came into smartphones, where they waited until it had been done badly over and over again and it was clear what didn't work. And they did this also with tablets and with watches and with TV. They watched long enough to see what did not work, and then they developed the solution that was the happy medium that the average user needed, right? So the iPhone was the solution to most of the problems with smartphones. It was easy to use, it was fun to use, and natural to interact with, and it was affordable, and it did the things that you wanted your phone to do. And it's gotten better at, and not all of them obviously right away, but it's gotten better at that as it's gone from version to version over the last 10 years. Bridge will be like that for the semantic web. So Facebook, Google, Twitter, Netflix, the companies I mentioned earlier, will try to make semantic web components and types of artificial intelligence, and it will be clumsy and it will not work too well because they're gigantic companies and they're not able to pivot that fast. And they're not able to react to the environment as adeptly as they would actually need to be to make a useful Web 3.0 tool. I know this just because of the history of how companies have worked for the last 200 years. There's a chance that I'm wrong. It's not likely. Then Bridge, drawing on leverage that I'm building right now with an education company and with visiting a ton of conferences, doing a lot of networking, and making sure I have a very, very strong network in the tech world, in the next 10 years will build the semantic web tool that people want and need and that works well, the iPhone of the semantic web, right? that will be what is most exciting about Bridge. And then Bridge will hopefully be designed in such a way that its corporate structure will not keep it from innovating on to Web 4.0 and Web 5.0, and those are concepts that I've been developing very carefully for the last 2 years, again, in conversations that I have with people and in everything I read and notes I take along the way. There's got to be a way to set up a company such that it does not have employees and a board that structurally limit the things that it can do. Like, big companies and big universities are slow and stupid for good reasons, because they have incomes and people's security that they need to protect. And so I would like Bridge and the company that supports Bridge to be built in such a way that those are not concerns. And the exciting part is that social web and semantic web will make that possible. And so will open source software development and a couple other innovations. Those are my thoughts. If all of this sounded like jargon, I'm very impressed with you for watching the entire 10 minutes. If you would like to read more about it, I've included a link in the description. You should click that and watch videos about Bridge, or you could read some other things. I'll try to think up what other links I might include if you don't want to look at the Bridge white paper. I'm sure there are some. Anyway, that's my rant about the future of technology and secret projects that I'm working on for the next 10 years. Thanks for watching. This knocks out one of my 3 videos for today. I'm glad I got all that out in a coherent 10 minutes. Good times. Should we do an end screen for this video with the popcorn? Yeah, that's a good call. Let's do. Look at that. Just look at the popcorn. Look at it. Let's do an ending screen. Oh, hey. My name is Steve Moraco, and I am not usually this technical in my videos. I make 3 of them a day, which is a lot, but most of them are like fun adventures with friends, or videos, or aerial photography, or me going to airports, that sort of thing. If you want to watch more of them, they're fun. You could click, or you could subscribe or leave a comment or click like, and if you watched them, thank you. If you have been watching them, you're the best. Really wonderful of you. Keep it up. See you in the next one.